6 reviews later and we are here. All of the season 4 episodes ranked. It's a show that gets binged in a day and thought about for weeks. The messages that it conveys is like no other show and it's great to watch. With space explorations, throwbacks to previous episodes and amazing new concepts, it's a season to contend with. There aren't really any bad Black Mirror episodes, it's just finding the worst amongst great pieces of television. Except for Waldo. However, it does have its charm. I had previously done an all Black Mirror episode ranked, so I thought let's do that for season 4. If you want to see any of the previous reviews that I've done on season 4, click the I button. Before we go ahead, just to let you know, there will be spoilers. So here is a video on Black Mirror season 4 all episodes ranked. Number 6. Black Museum. Now, Black Museum I thought was going to be my favourite episode of the season when I watched the trailer. However, it is all the way down at the bottom on the list. Let's talk about the positives in the episode. The fact all of the technology and bad things that have ever happened in the show is under one roof is amazing to see. The concept of a museum and somebody has acquired all of it was really clever to watch. The acting was good and the technology looked cool, and that's where it stops. I know it sounds like a lot of good things, which there are. It's a good episode. Just not what I thought it would be. I felt like they tried to do another White Christmas with all of the tech and stories and underlining character, but it didn't work quite as well. I felt like we as an audience spent so much time away from the museum, I found myself not really caring about the owner or the girl and the prisoner, and I was more interested in the doctor who wanted to inflict pain, or the woman who ended up in a teddy bear. I found that those stories were more interesting to follow than a girl in a museum who is going to get her own back on the man that inflicted torture on her father. I'd have been happier having more time in the museum and incorporating more of the technology as well, whilst learning about their story. It's a shame because it's the episode that I was looking forward to the most, but it delivered the least. Number 5. Metalhead. Coming in at 5th on the list is Metalhead, the stylistic black and white post-apocalyptic episode that is based around a world that has been overthrown by metal robotic dogs. I feel as though the story was told really well throughout the 40 minutes. It had barely any dialogue and only 3 cast members, so in that regard the episode delivered 100%. The message of it I thought was very clever. It's more along the lines of humans making robots and then being overthrown by them, which is a common sci-fi story, but I really like the way Charlie Brooker handled it. The ending of the episode was perfect. The fact that the last thing that the metal dog does once being destroyed is plant a shrapnel tracking device into you so it sends more dogs on the way to kill you was a brilliant idea. It shows that there is no escape and that death is the only outcome of this situation. The episode was shot beautifully and the shots of the barren wasteland throughout the episode really allowed you to feel how alone she was in the location and how much damage these dogs have actually done. Number 4. Crocodile. The 3rd episode in the season was titled Crocodile, and it was a fairly strong episode. Following the life of an insurance worker and a successful architect, it incorporated a piece of technology that allows you to recollect somebody's memories. The architect commits a murder, and the journey is essentially her story coming out through the trail of other people that had no connection with what she did. It is a very smart idea. The character development was intriguing to watch. The woman went from not wanting to take part in disposing of a body 15 years ago to then committing 4 murders within a couple of days. You can see the stress that she is in and you buy her character 100%. When the insurance worker was killed, I found that I felt really bad for her. She was a likable character and she was just doing her job and trying to get away, which ultimately ended up with her face being smashed in with a log. This episode I feel pushed the boundaries with what we normally see in the show. The amount of blood we are shown, the witnessing of a character getting their head smashed in with a hammer, the killing of a baby. Although it pushed the boundaries, it was really good to see them get taken to a new level. My one criticism with the episode is that it didn't really feel like a Black Mirror episode. It felt like a drama that I could have seen on any other channel. Understandably, it had the piece of technology in the episode, but it didn't feel as though it had the power that some of the other episodes have had before. Number 3. USS Callister. This was an episode that I was unsure of before I started watching it. It was something that I didn't necessarily expect Black Mirror to be like. A Westworld-like story set in space. It primarily follows the life of a CTO in a company who creates this game game called Infinity. He has his own private version, and everybody that he doesn't like he throws into the game and treats them in a way that he wishes he could in real life. They use DNA to clone the person into digital form inside the game. It's very similar to the technology that they use on the cookies in the Christmas special episode White Christmas, but seems to be more advanced as they only need a microscope to complete the transfer, whereas in White Christmas they needed an operation. Due to the fact that he treats everybody like garbage, it leads to the crew resenting him, and when the new starter Nanette Cole gets drafted into the game, she is ready to take over after seeing how he treats everyone. Ultimately, there are ups and downs that lead you to believe that Robert is going to win, and there are ups and downs that lead you to believe that the crew will win. However, the crew end up winning and escaping his private game and ending up in the cloud, leaving Robert stuck in his very own dark creation. I feel as though the episode was an enjoyable watch. The characters were fun, the visuals looked great, and the story itself held up. The acting delivered by the whole cast was great, and I wouldn't say there was a single weak performance. Black Mirror as we know it seems to be changing, and this episode is a good way to highlight that change. Number 2. Archangel. Archangel is the second episode in the season, and what seems to be the second best episode. This is a story that stays true to Black Mirror's roots and feels like it could be from season 1 or 2. I thought that this one incorporated the technology well into it, and it seems like one of the pieces of tech that you could most probably see in the future, a way to keep track of your child. The story was very powerful and the characters were believable. The main actress who played Sarah in the episode, I found that she was a bit annoying, so I feel as though another actress would have maybe given a better performance. The emotion that Marie had throughout the whole episode was believable, and you truly feel like mothers that have been through what she has been through in their life would react in the exact same way. And as well, when Sarah was mercilessly beating her mother with the tablet that the Archangel system was on to what looked like within an inch of her life, it was definitely one of the most powerful moments in the season. The blood on her face and the very similar shot to the beginning of her looking for her daughter was emotional, strong, and Black Mirror all over. Number 1. Hang the DJ. Number 1 on this list is Hang the DJ. This was an episode that felt the most current out of all of them. It's got interesting tech, love, heartbreak, and it's something that everybody can relate to and enjoy. The Nosedive and San Junipero of Season 3 put together to make Hang the DJ. This was a story that was really interesting and engaging as you were watching it, and then got even more interesting as it got to the last 5 minutes when the reveal happens and you realise that they are actually within a simulation, running a number of tests to see if two people are compatible on a dating app. The characters within the episode were enjoyable to watch. The chemistry between Frank and Amy was completely believable, and you found yourself rooting for them the whole time and wanting them to be together. At first, you find yourself asking questions like, whereabouts are they, and how did they end up in this controlled world like this? But during the episode, both characters speak about how they can't remember anything before, and how imagine if all of this was a simulation. So there were subtle hints throughout it. Overall, this is an episode that stands above many episodes within season 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it is one of the strongest in the whole series of Black Mirror, and shows that Black Mirror can have a happy ending after all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you follow my Twitter and Instagram at @brainpilot_ for exclusive content before video releases. Do you agree with this list? What did you think of Black Mirror Season 4? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.